Oh, I'm gonna make this announcement really quick. It's one of those things where, like, I'm half committing right now. I could say this and then wind up doing literally the exact opposite, but just a heads up. Streams might tone down a little bit. I think I've streamed every day for the last 11 days or so, and I think roughly half of them have been 10 plus hours. We had a 14-hour in there one day. We've had a couple 7, 8, maybe a 9. I might tone down on streaming just a little bit. I am going to start doing some stuff for me. Some of it time clashes. Like I'm starting today. I got to be out of here. I got to stop streaming by midnight, 1 a.m. ish. And that clashes time frame wise. But then I also might take some days off here and there, which is a little bit uncharacteristic of what I've been doing lately. I might also take some days off here and there to work on some side projects that I have just kind of thrown to the side lately because I've just been streaming so fucking much. And like, I love streaming. Streaming's been killing it lately. Last night was the most fun I've had streaming. I don't remember how long. Other than when I'm playing with the guys. Playing with the guys is always a big fucking W. But I've got some side projects that I really want to work on, but I've just ignored for a bit. And that might end up. Last night was. I can't wait to cut that up into a YouTube video, have it uploaded. I told Drip to back off because I'm gonna cut the first couple parts. Gonna be cut weird time wise. But then we'll get it. How you doing, Morgan? Last night was a fucking blast, though. Okay, so I'm gonna skip around. We're basically just gonna be looking at the. We'll probably stop for Pokemon Snap a little bit, but we're basically just looking at the Diamond Pro remakes and Legends here, and then I'm probably gonna pull up one of Nick's videos because he's gonna analyze this and go into a lot more in depth with more info than I can ever muster up on my own. So that's the plan. I meant to ask you to try out that randomizer a while back, but I forgot. So I've actually had that randomizer in the back of my head. I think I mentioned on stream a few times before over the last like maybe 3 months. I've been like, oh yeah, I want to do a Sonic randomizer too, and I finally just I didn't know what I wanted to stream the other night. And I thought to myself, it's a little bit too late for me to do the Pokemon talk last night because I know it wouldn't be up until 9 or so. And then it clicked. I was like, I can pull this off. And then I looked it up, and it was actually really easy to set up. So, was the last time I did a Pokemon randomizer? If I did Pokemon anything, it'd be finishing Grape now. Still on my agenda. I definitely still have to finish Grape and Ori. And I want to try to do both those things before I start any new games. Are we getting the national decks and the remakes though? I'm going to say very unlikely. Because what would you trade with, right? There's a Fallout New... I don't even want to know what a Fallout New Vegas randomizer would look like. But that Sonic randomizer kicks ass. And we might start doing like little mini speedruns of that. I honest to God think like Hero Side Story and Dark Side Story speedruns of that randomizer would be hilarious. Well, not hilarious in the sense because I would have to skip cutscenes. That's kind of shitty. But I think it'd be a lot of fun. Because you can get really screwed if you just randomly get Eggman on a treasure hunting level. You know what I mean? Or you can get a really good time if you get, like, I got a glide character. I got a treasure hunting character on Final Chase. So I just got to fly over all the bullshit. I feel like I made it so fast. Anyway, let's get to skimming here. Let's get to really looking at these trailers.
2006.
Diamond Pearl.
U.S. feeling.
Loud as shit, isn't it? That intro thing was cool, but it took like 40 years. Oh man, I missed this part. I skipped through this. Give me Magikarp Jump 2, man. Where was this? Martyr, where's our Magikarp Jump sequel? Where's our Magikarp Jump sequel, man? I needed more content for that game. Martyr and I both maxed that game out. That was sick.
I am the hype!
Frosty Flame Fox. Thank you for the 6 months. I played the fuck out of Magikarp Jump. I also, the only thing I didn't get out of this direct that I wanted was Let's Go Johto. However, and Pokemon Quest stuff would have been nice, but I'm not holding my hopes out for that. However, I feel like Arceus is a decent, is more than enough for a replacement for fucking Let's Go Johto. Why did my message show up as Astros on stream? Your broken heart looked fine to me. I don't know how it popped up. It's just the app couldn't handle it or something. Stream Elements didn't know what to do with it. Magikarp Jump was fantastic. Yeah, so I woke up at like 2 p.m. because I knew the direct was coming up, and I'm used to these directs. I'm used to. Here's the thing. This is my personal thing with me and Nintendo Directs, Pokemon Directs, and being on Twitter. Okay. Almost every Nintendo Direct or Pokemon Direct, almost, not all of them, not this one, almost all of these things. I don't want to say let me down, but they're just usually not that exciting to me. Like there might be one game I'm interested in, there might be like one or two cool things, but normally nothing I'm like over the moon about. But then when I'm on Twitter, all of Twitter just loves them to death. And instead of just, you know, being a fucking grumpy person, I usually sleep through these. I usually am off the internet for these. I let people have their fun. And it's not for me. So I make it a habit to sleep during these or sleep through these if my schedule allows it. I woke up at 2 and without even looking at anything, like without even seeing anything on Twitter, the first thing I do is I open up Discord, and I think Toasty had linked the whole thing in Discord, and I pulled it up and I watched it, and I was thrilled when I saw this, right? The Snap News is fine, but I saw the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I was skimming a little bit here and there, like I would skip ahead in some parts that weren't those, but like I missed Magikarp Jump. But I was thrilled. And then as soon as I tweeted about how sick it was, the first thing Rhyme tells me was like, guess what? Pokemon fans hated it. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like it didn't even occur to me that people could have not liked the idea of the Diamond and Pearl remakes and Arceus, because it feels like it's exactly what everyone wanted forever. Anyway, whatever, let's just go.
Welcome to the worlds of new Pokemon Snap. This is the Lentil region.
Is this loud enough?
You'll ride the Neo 1.
I just make it too loud.
Across the desert, and even under the sea, to research Pokemon in their natural habitats.
Not buying Snap. Snap's going to be one of those really well done. My prediction is Snap's going to be one of those really well done games that is way too fast. So it's going to be very, very short with not a lot of replayability in it for a game that's $60, but is Nintendo. Gets me to use my Switch. Noble Flame, thank you for 4 months, bud.
And of course, you won't be alone. Professor Mirror, who's doing research in the Lentil region, and research team members Rita and Phil are there to support you.
Fucking Phil.
So you're in good hands. Now then, let's get that research started. By watching wild Pokemon, you can discover behaviors and expressions that are rarely seen. Look, a surfing Alolan.
One thing that's kind of concerning is that nothing we've seen so far, I don't think, indicates that I'll be able to interact with the world. Because I think the thing, I think this game gets better and better the more you can interact with the world. I guess they gave you the glowy shit. They probably gave you the glow, the fucking glow ball to replace the pester ball.
That's it.
Because back in my day, you would just throw a fucking ball full of poison at a Pokemon to piss them off.
Oh,
and it would get them to react accordingly. Sometimes they'd get mad at you and something cool would happen. You could knock them into lava pits to force them to evolve. You could be real fucking dickheads.
Let's try playing him out.
But it looks like they've replaced beating the shit out of Pokemon with making them glow.
That sure made Hoot Hoot happy.
But what I'm hoping
You'll
making
also
them glow
have
does is
Illumina orbs, something the professor invented. If you use
I need to be able to
one of
do
these,
stuff
you
with
can
them to
make
like
any
change the
Pokemon
path or like
glow.
change the world a bit. You know what I mean? That was the big kicker. You know,
Whoa,
you throw enough apples,
those
you lead a
flames
couple
change
Magnemites together, they
color.
form, they become a Magneton, right? You just force them to evolve against their will, whatever.
Make good use of your tools to take
You
shots
pester ball the
that
right
really
Pokemon,
stand
a
out.
whole different path will open up,
Then,
shit like that.
Show the photos you took to the professor.
And I'm hoping, because I haven't seen
4
anything like that in either of the
stars.
two trailers
We
they've dropped
captured
us.
a rare moment there.
I'm hoping
Catch a
that we
variety of
get
different
the
behaviors on
just the
camera
ability to
fill
interact,
up your
hopefully
Pokemon
more
photo
than we did in the
decks.
first Snap game. Because the
And
first
there's
Snap game,
more.
I understand it's
You'll
literally
be
on the
able
rails,
to edit
but
the photos you've taken. Use
the more
features like
replayability per
stickers
level, the
and
better is what I'm
frames
trying to
make
say.
your favorite photos even more special.
maybe they don't want to spoil the
And
secrets.
I'm sure you'll want to show off your best photos,
Hold on.
right? We know that feeling well. When you spy in the lens. Whoa! Is that the mythical Pokemon Celebi?
They don't? You don't think so?
Whoa! Is that the mythical Pokemon Celebi?
I was under the
Get
impression they
ready.
were pretty okay with
The
it.
Lentil region is waiting for you.
I'm gonna play the fuck out of that game though.
What did you think? I hope you're looking forward to the game's release on April 30th. Next, I'd like to tell you about several events we're...
Side note, it's really sick that they use Celebi. I feel like Celebi is one of those Pokemon that gets forgot about by them a lot. So for them to use the Gen 2 Mythical, instead of, what are the easy balls? The easy ones are like Mew or Mewtwo, or if they grabbed a Sword and Shield Legendary or something like that. I'm really glad they used Celebi, that's all I'm saying. Celebi or Rachi there would have been great too, but I feel like Rachi still gets a lot of attention.
Holding to celebrate Pokemon Day. In the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield games, special max raid battles featuring Gigantamax Pikachu are underway.
Yep, 2 months out. I keep telling myself it's in April, and April's really close, but it's literally like one of the last fucking days of April possible. So.
Cafe Mix, we're holding a promotion in which you can receive 2,500 golden acorns for logging in.
What is this?
Pokemon Go, Articuno, Zapdos, Pokemon Cafe Mix, we're holding a
what is Pokemon Cafe Mix?
Promotion in which you can go legendary raid battles as part of X Galar Region Champion
Keggy!
Leon and his partner. We hope you'll enjoy these events. Next, I'd like to present the latest news about the Pokemon video game series. Have a look at this video.
I never remember what months are 30 and what months are 31. Snap, not a remake of the original. I feel like it's like a reimagining of the original is how they first described it. But none of the tracks or anything looks the same, so. Cafe Mix is just a shitty mobile game. Is it worse than Masters? Is that possible? Look at the graphics. Look at the stance. Look at how this game looks. And try to imagine what a remake... We'll get there. It's a fucking 1-to-1. Like... But then you go into battle, you get the full trainer sprite. And the battle animations look good. I will say though, old boy's big ass head looks goofy enough that I'm picking Dawn as my trainer. It's only that when you look at it from the back, it looks fine. When you look at it from the sides, it's okay. But like when he's running at you, that fucking noggin could punch a hole in the wall. Like, I'm probably picking Dawn. That's what I'm saying. It looks fucking great. Look, did you? It looks fucking great, man. Brilliant Diamond Gang. Literally, I could not have imagined a better way to do Diamond Pearl remakes. When I saw that trailer and I was over the moon. And the thought, like, I guess I hadn't really given a shit. I hadn't thought in my head yet because I was still tired. It was still early morning. I hadn't thought yet about what other people would think about it. But especially the thought had never crossed my mind that anybody would dislike this. And this is where I get so confused, and this is what threw me off so much when I found out people actually didn't like this somehow. Is that it wasn't just... Because here's the thing. You guys know me. You guys been around. I bought Moon. I stream... I just bumped my keyboard by accident. I stream Pokemon Moon, right? I expected to like Pokemon Moon. Pokemon Moon was me reintroducing myself into the current mainline Pokemon games. Because I had been playing ROM hacks for a while. You know, you guys know I'd been around. I'd played the original games 100 times over again on stream. I played through Pokemon Red and Yellow a bunch. I played through Pokemon Crystal a bunch, did our randomizers and whatnot. I'd played through Emerald a few times, like, and then I got into ROM hacks. I had done Glazed at this point. I'd done Ruby Destiny at this point. I was ready to jump back into mainline Pokemon games. So I spent $600 to buy a 3DS with a capture card in it to play Pokemon Moon. And I didn't like it. Moon was pretty shitty to me. And I saw Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, and I was like, that's the exact same game, which is still really bad. So I just didn't buy Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. Sword and Shield came around, and I thought maybe Sword and Shield is where we get back into it. I saw the starters, I was pretty pumped. But then the more news we got about... Remember the Pokemon Marathon? I just finished Gen 4 the other month, Martyr. That's still going. However, it's going to stop around Gen 5 or 6. I don't think I'm not doing Gen 7 again. Anyway, Sword and Shield news first came out. I was genuinely excited for it. If you guys were there when I was doing the streams and whatnot, I was genuinely very excited for what was going on with Sword and Shield and the first stuff we saw. But then, like, every bit of news that came out about Sword and Shield was just garbage. Every bit of news. You know what I mean? Where, you know, these Pokemon aren't going to make the cut. We're removing the national dex. We made this cool thing called Pokemon Home. You basically won't be able to use it because we're not going to have the national dex in there. Things that you could do in Pokemon games previously are not in the game anymore, but we're making these $15 DLC packs, multiple ones of those, and we'll sell them back to you later for extra money. And I was talking about how that was kind of shitty on Twitter, and there were these Turbo, Giga, Ultra, what I thought, Pokemon fans who were like, no, this is good, we like this. Everything Game Freak's doing is fine. Pokemon fans will never be happy. Pokemon fans, you can give them literally anything, and they'll get pissy about it, yada yada. How you doing, Sly? Oh, Sly Fox with the name change back. Oh, shit. And I saw that, and like, in my head at the time, all that I was thinking was, because like I was still a Pokemon fan at this point in time, right? I still am, right? But in my head at the time, my only thought process was like, I do not hate the series, I just want better, because I see the slack, I see the tactics that they're yoinking from companies that are known in the industry as shitty game companies, right? Even though they put out a bunch of stuff that still sells well, but I'm talking about like EA, I'm talking about like Activision, I'm talking about lately Blizzard, you know, shit like companies that are known as bad companies. Game Freak is just one-to-one yoinking their tactics. And people were telling me that I would just never be happy, and I was like, I'm not trying to Debbie down everything, it's just, if you don't talk about it, it'll never get better, it'll just keep being shitty. But the more I talk to these guys, the more I'm like, they just like shitty. They just like whatever's going on with Sword and Shield, they just like whatever's going on with this. On top of all that, Switch, the most powerful console Nintendo's ever came out with, and the game looks like garbage. Game looks like an early PS3 era game, and I'm not fucking around. Compare it to Sonic 06. Like when they're both in the snowy areas, the graphics look similar. Anyway, so I had all these what I would always consider criticisms because I never wanted Pokemon to do bad. I never wanted Pokemon to be bad. I just simply thought I was trying to, I was saying some stuff to hopefully make it better. And I kept getting told by these people that, no, you'll never be happy, whatever. So now we get some good news. We get some really, really good news. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl look like fantastic games. And then we're going to watch the Legends trailer here in a minute. And while the trailer looks a little bit shoddy, the idea, the premise of the game, and the potential that we see in it all looks stellar. And I saw all this, and I was thrilled. And I was extra thrilled because I felt like I'd been hating on this, not hating on this shit. I've been giving criticism. I've been voicing my unhappiness with Pokemon for so long that maybe I would just never be into it again. But they finally give a shit that I don't think anybody can argue with, and it's just fucking stellar. And then I go online, and I see people bitching about it. And the weird thing, the thing that caught me so off guard, is it wasn't the same people who I saw complaining with me about Sword and Shield. It's actually people who were vehemently defending all the shitty things that Sword and Shield were doing. The same people who I saw like, no, Sword and Shield's fucking great, it's fine, you should just buy everything, and if Nintendo gives 100 DLCs, one per Pokemon, I'll buy them all for $15, it's great, just do it. It's people like that who were shit-talking Diamond and Pearl. That's what's got me flipped so upside down, right? That's what confused me to the fucking moon. Is because I don't think it, for the most part, there might be some, but I don't think it's the same people who were like complaining with me when Sword and Shield came out. I think it's legitimately people who were shoveling the fucking garbage that is Sword and Shield into their mouth happily, that are suddenly like, oh no, Diamond and Pearl don't look good. And it's like, are you fucking high? Like, I have to make this abundantly clear because sensitive weirdos will make a point of it if I don't. If you don't care for the 1-to-1, literally just Gen 4 but upscaled, chibi look of Diamond and Pearl, that's one thing. I'm not talking about the people who have only said that they don't care for that. I'm talking about the people who think the game is trash. They're not hyped for it at all. It looks unplayable. Because it doesn't look like Sword and Shield. Here's the kicker, right? And if you look at it, like, graphically. Hold on, let me find something.
Here. Come out here for a sec.
I'm trying to find something. God, I clicked on the wrong video. Hold up. I need you guys to look at this with me. Look at the side-by-sides. Quality. Visually quality. Look at these side-by-sides. This is I just literally grabbed, this is a no commentary playthrough. It's part 4 of a playthrough in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Visually look at the side-by-sides. Understand that the art style is different. I literally timestamped, I just went to a random spot. I randomly clicked, it's a 3-hour playthrough, I randomly clicked at the 28-minute mark. This looks like upscaled 480p, and I'm not fucking with you. This looks like 480p upscaled to 720p. This can be 1080. Remakes can be more alive. Look less at the environment, because I did pick a point in the first big city you go to versus a random spot in the forest. I'm not necessarily focusing on that. I am actually just 100% focusing on visually. I mean, like, look at the colors, look at the you know, compare this tree and the way this sprite model looks. So while you might not care for this art style, that literally can be the only complaint somebody can have about Diamond and Pearl. Is that maybe they don't, because graphically, unarguably graphically, this game looks miles better than Sword and Shield does. I guarantee you those new games on the Switch post, so you know it's real. So, I don't know about that, for sure. Like, maybe, hopefully, right? But you'd think they would have told us this was on, like, some Switch Pro gameplay, first off. Especially if this game is supposed to come out late this year. If they're dropping a whole other console, and they haven't announced it yet, I guess they have time. We're in month 3. But yeah, I mean, that's a comparison. They both, none of them are, like, super impressive or anything, but, like, look at the ground here. And then look at the ground here. Neither of those are really that impressive. But Animal Crossing doesn't look that bad, right? And these graphics are Animal Crossing-esque in their own way. They're not one-to-one. Obviously, it's like it's its own thing, but it's just, it's literally the fucking, they don't like that the characters are a one-to-one Diamond and Pearl remake, and they don't like that the characters are short with big heads. They don't like the characters are literally exactly how they were in Diamond and Pearl, but upscaled. That is the only feasible complaint I can see any realistic real human being coming up with for why they might not like the Diamond and Pearl stuff. However, somehow the Diamond and Pearl remake hate was all over my timeline. Just these fucking dorks who are over the moon about how they just don't prefer this one thing. Asinine. Lunatics. Giga weirdos, we may call them. Anyway. Also, I had to block an account. Some dude named, like, Zakeel or something. I had to block an account because it wasn't just literally every single tweet I made about Pokemon, he would be in the replies telling me he didn't like Diamond and Pearl remakes. But also, not just mine, literally every single person on my timeline who had a positive thing to say about Diamond and Pearl. If I clicked their page, if I clicked their tweet, any tweet, it didn't matter. He would be in their replies telling them he had to have had Pokemon Diamond and Pearl pulled up, like searched up in his Twitter thing, and he just kept refreshing the page. And anytime he saw something positive, he just jumped on it. That giga weirdo, that guy. This is extremely Link's Awakening, yeah. Well, not extremely, but it's similar. Memphis, aka FM. Think of it 5 months, bud. Wait, who? He went. It was like Zakeel. It was something along the lines of Zakeel. I don't want to give his exact act. I'm not trying to like. Don't harass the man. It's just if you see him, just know that it's totally fine to block him. You won't lose anything in life. Oh, he also kept complaining this game was too bright. I don't know. Whatever. Guys, block. Anyway. For me, being someone who critiques Sword and Shield so heavily, and to see this and literally not have a single complaint about any of this shit, I was like, finally, you know, we get something we can all fucking love. And then, like, I pop on there and they're like, eh. That was it. And didn't actually say anything. They just made that noise. They were just like, eh. Oh, you know what else? And this is a little bit different for me because I won't have the nostalgia hit, but I just played through the Pokemon MMO of Gen 4 a couple months ago. Gen 4 has some bangers. Gen 4 has some really good music in there that I heard for the first time a couple months ago. And then later this year, we're going to get those songs remixed. I'm excited for that. It wasn't until I rewatched this trailer where I realized how sketchy this trailer looked. Because the first time I saw it, again, very tired. I also already seen it earlier that morning because Nick was showing off the leaked version of this trailer on his Twitch stream. And the leaked version looked really jank. I remember that. But the official version came out. It was cleaned up a little bit, but it was still pretty jank. And I didn't realize how jank it was till I rewatched it.
This is a tale from only bustled with the coming wilderness.
You know what? I actually want to hear
When
this.
the Sinnoh region was still only a vast wilderness. A certain village bustled with the comings and goings of people.
Somebody asked earlier if the hometown would be the only town. The fact that she just described it as a certain village and not the only village is relieving that it's not the only town. You put a bad thought in my head and it scared me for a second, but we're good.
While in the mountains and seas, Pokémon roamed as they pleased.
Game footage is not final, thank God. It says that my logo is blocking it. It says it at the bottom. This concept is literally all we've ever wanted. These fits are fire. I did not realize, looking at it on my phone when I was barely awake, how framey this is. Even the Pokemon models are, like, not very far along at all. That's what's scary, right? Because Nintendo, I wouldn't be surprised if this got delayed. Mid-2022, late 2022. Neither of those would be shocking because this just looks so brand baby new. It finally became clear to me why they cease and desisted Pokemon Generations, though. Nintendo delays games. What have you heard out of Metro Prime 4? Game Freak being in charge of Legends worries me. Exact same. We'll talk about that in a minute. Look at that thing. This is so bad. That's rough. That's really rough, man. You can tell the Pokemon not in the fight scenes like these Bidoof here don't have any. They're like cyberpunk. They're like cyberpunk cops or cyberpunk NPCs. There's nothing in the brain. There's no programming. They literally just put the model there that has the animation to bounce. Like, this is so in the baby, like, pre-early alpha. Literal fucking pre-alpha stages. They have to... No, that's the thing. Is like, it's not that they just have to be working on it. It's that they literally have to work on everything. Like, look, Gardevoir taking this hit. Not pretty. Like, nothing here. Tech demo stage. Absolutely. Nothing here looks good. Which is why it seems very out of character for not just Game Freak, but Nintendo in general. It seems really weird that we even got this trailer. It feels like maybe they rushed it because they just really wanted it to be on the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. Like, they really just, like, no, we have to have it for the 25th anniversary. Some higher up said that they needed this out for the 25th anniversary, but this is, like, the two things that worry me about this game. This game has the highest ceiling in the world, by the way. This could be literally the best game that ever came out. My favorite game of all time, potential. Will it be? Probably. Probably not. No. But the ceiling for this doesn't exist, right, for this game. Keep in mind. Just heard me. I love the idea of the Diamond Pro remakes. I'm going to buy Brilliant Diamond. Probably going to Nuzlocke it. Going to be a great fucking time. Going to stream it. Going to be fan-fucking-tastic. I'm more excited for Legends. However, Legends scares me a lot. One of the main things being is that Game Freak is developing this. Game Freak is developing this, and their track record as of Pokemon Moonish is not stellar. It's not fantastic on Game Freak specific developed games, and for getting good games in general out. However, their track record for polish is still there. Their polish has always been there. Their polish has always been good, whether they're cutting features or doing whatever they have to do to make it. But they're like work effort and willing to put in effort for a lot of this shit hasn't, which is why I'm excited they're trying something new. Maybe that'll help with that. But then the other thing is that we have literally never seen a trailer, I think, from Nintendo ever that has looked this shoddy on first glance. Which again, maybe some higher up said we got to get the footage out there for Pokemon 25. Maybe this has to be shown at 25 because the Diamond and Pearl remakes aren't going to be enough, right? But we've never seen anything like this fucking tech demo stagey. And those things are concerning to me. It doesn't mean it's over. Doesn't mean, it can't be great, Maybe with a delay, or maybe they're further along and the tech demo leads on or something like that, but doesn't mean it can't be great. It's just little tiny red flags going up. Plot twist, this is why Sun and Moon were bad? How do you explain Sword and Shield? Also, what do you guys think of the three starters being the classic Japanese symbols in the Samurai, the Archer in Decidueye, and Typhlosion? I made up my mind. I'm pretty sure I'm starting with Typhlosion. Anyway. And then we get to kill God. I'm looking forward to that. I don't even mind the game being named after this guy, because I'll get to go kill him at some point. That'll be fantastic. I'm not going to catch him. I'm going to beat him, faint him so he's out cold, and then I'm going to drag his lifeless body back to the village. And I'm going to hoist him up for everyone to see in the town square. And then we're going to chop his head off, and we're going to eat the meat like a deer, and we're going to mount his head on the wall in the local town bar. Going to be the greatest shit ever. Going to be the greatest shit ever. Anyway. How y'all liking your god meat?
I'm pleased to announce 2 new additions to the Pokemon video game series, both taking place in the Sinnoh region. First, I'd like to present the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games.
About to make a claim that's very ambitious, and take it for what you will. Let's say Pokemon Legends comes out, and it's good, and it sells really good, because it will. What if the new formula for a third game becomes a Legends-esque game? But in a new region. So you get, you know, like Sword and Shield, and then they get their DLC. But instead of giving like an Emerald or a Crystal, we get a Legends for that region. You know what I mean? So instead of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you know, you could have gotten like a Legends Alola or whatever, right? Something like that. Legends has to not suck dick. But that would be really tight. I would also love for them to dive into the Pokemon War one of these days, but they're never going to go into Pokemon War. There's no way they'd be able to keep that, whatever their rating system is. Anywho, I was just thinking about that. Jacob, I'm never going to like Arceus.
These are faithful remakes of the Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version games, which were released for the Nintendo DS system in Japan 15 years ago.
The Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games, remakes of the Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon
They're just
Pearl
one-to-ones.
version
I don't know
games,
how you
which
can
were released
bitch.
for the Nintendo DS system, are coming to Nintendo Switch. These games will be developed by Ilka Inc., who
I saw people who I know did not fuck with Let's Go talking about how they wished Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl could be more like Let's Go. That's when I knew people were just out there being on one. That's when I knew people were just out there being on one for the sake of being on one. When I saw people who I know did not fuck with Let's Go were like, oh, why weren't they more like Let's Go? Get away from me.
Pearl
Anyway.
version games, which were released for the Nintendo DS system, are coming to Nintendo Switch. These games will be developed by
I want to fire
Ilka
red in this
Inc.,
style.
who also worked on Pokemon Home. The project is being directed by Yuichi Ueda of Ilka.
In fact,
as
no,
well.
that's my dream.
Released
At this point, assuming Diamond and Pearl come out and they're fine games, right? I can't imagine this going horribly wrong because you're just remaking an old game. But some shit they could pump out yearly, probably without much issue, especially if they put this Pokemon Home company on the job every year. In this art style, start over. Give me the first 3 gens in this again. Go back, give me Fire Red next year, 2023, whatever. Give me Fire Red next year, but remade and looking like this. And then give me Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but looking like this. You know what I mean? Redo Emerald. I don't give a shit. Like, I know we already got Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, but like, I'll fucking take it. Then give us Gen 5. I'm all over that.
The Nintendo DS
I don't think it'll
system
happen, but I'm all over
are
that.
coming to Nintendo Switch. These games will be developed by Ilka Inc., who also worked on Pokemon Home. The project is being directed by Yuichi Ueda of Ilka.
I think it's just going to be remastered. We'll have its own content. So where in the
remakes
trailer
of the
is
Pokemon
this?
Diamond version
Might be
and
earlier in the
Pokemon
trailer.
Pearl version games, which were released for the Nintendo
There's one of the
DS
towns.
system.
Right here, actually. So I think all the remakes have had their own content. So yeah, I think it's gonna have its own special content. But something else that happens is in Pokemon Platinum, there's a woman standing in a spot next to a sign. She's not in Diamond or Pearl, I don't think, but she's standing next to a sign for a special Shaymin event. And if you have a Shaymin, which you could have got through an event in Platinum, you can talk to her and like you'll do a special mission, or she has a mission that gives you a Shaymin or whatever. This is that woman next to that sign. This woman actually isn't in the original Diamond and Pearl. She's in Platinum. So I have to imagine you're going to get all the best parts of Platinum, plus whatever bonus shit. Because I know in Ruby and Sapphire, you get the 3 islands that didn't exist. Or not in Ruby and Sapphire. In Fire Red, Leaf Green, you get the 3 islands that didn't exist in the original Red Blue. I don't know what's in Heart Gold, Soul Silver that wasn't in regular Gold and Silver. If anyone wants to fill me in, like if there's a special zone you can go to or something like that I'm missing. But in Omega Ruby, I have a Sapphire. People said they added some extra stuff. So I have to imagine that I have to imagine that's... What's it? Gen 4 will also have some bonus stuff in it. Steven was in Heart Gold Soul Silver and there were some new minigames. Oh, that's cool. In Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, you catch a legend. Yeah, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, you can catch a legendary dog. You would get one legendary dog depending on which starter you picked, I think. And also either Latios or Latios. I might have that one wrong. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had a Delta episode, which is a post-game story for Rayquaza. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, whoever keeps asking about the Distortion World, I'm sure you'll be able to go into the Distortion World one way or another. And you know what, man? I bet the Distortion World looks fucking sick in these remakes. I bet the Distortion World's gonna look fly as shit. But yeah, I'm sure it'll have bonus content. It just follows the theme of the 3 that they've done before.
Are coming to Nintendo Switch. These games will be developed by Ilka Inc., who also worked on Pokémon Home. The project is being directed by Yuichi Ueda of Ilka, as well as Game Freak's Junichi Masuda, who was the director for the original Pokémon Diamond version and Pokémon Pearl version
Reassuring.
games. Your adventure will take place in the Sinnoh region, rich in nature and with towering Mount Coronet.
It's so cool because I just played this game. I just played this game for the first time with the MMO a couple months ago.
It is a land of many myths passed down through the ages. The sense of scale of the original game's towns and routes has been carefully preserved, and you'll be able to travel through familiar locations.
They really just did a 1-to-1, man. I'm so happy. Because here's the thing. The only game to not do a 1-to-1 that's just graphically updated is Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. That's the only one. Fire Red and Leaf Green, some of the best games in the series. It's literally just a Game Boy Advance upgrade to the original Game Boy version of Red, right? Heart Gold Soul Silver was just a DS upgrade to the Game Boy Color version of Gold and Silver, but they were 1-to-1 upscales to current graphics. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is the oddball, in that they decided to make the characters tall and run around, and then everything just looked a little goofy. It just felt a little wonkier. Your directions weren't right, left, up, down. You could go diagonal. You could go, which I think you can actually walk diagonally in this too. Yeah, but it's the same concept of everything being blocky. You know what I mean? So Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is the oddball. This game just goes back to the 1-to-1 upscales that everybody loved for always. In fact, I'm pretty sure Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is the most bitched about remake ever. Until this, I guess. But, I mean, it's not out yet. Wishful thinking, but what if they changed up the art style for the Distortion World? Yo, wait a minute. All right, hold up. No, I like the way you think. Let me see if I can get an image here that'll look good. Damn it. If I can find the right screenshot, it's going to be so fucking funny. Okay, hear me out. You pull up the Distortion World, and as soon as you fall in, everything becomes the Death Stranding. Can you imagine? Fucking, I'm talking like PS5 4K graphics. Everything just becomes the Death Stranding in the Distortion World. And then you got Giratina's big ass, like, flying by. And he'd be like the fight, when you gotta shoot your blood at the flying whale? You gotta shoot your blood rockets at the big... He'd be the big flying whale boss. Would be Giratina. Except you'd have your own Pokemon helping you out. You have 10 seconds before your Switch overheats and explodes. That's the real boss fight. Oh, man. The idea of it changing from this... Oops. The idea of it changing from this to Death Stranding. That concept's sending me.
The ages. The sense of scale of the original game's towns and routes has been carefully preserved, and you'll be able to travel through familiar locations once again. You'll set out on your journey after choosing either Turtwig...
I'm not gonna front, though. If Legends comes out, and Legends is a decent game, but it's still really framey and still does, needs its graphics upscaled or something to work properly, I'm not afraid to figure out how to emulate a Switch. I'm not gonna front. I own the Switch. I'll buy the game. Technically, I'll have every right to emulate it. I'm not afraid to figure out how to emulate a Switch.
Chimchar or Piplup as your
Because I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but if you guys have never seen Pokemon Sun and Moon, upscaled via PC emulation, it actually doesn't look like shit. If you guys have never seen, I think even Sword and Shield looks better when they get it up and going.
first partner Pokemon. In these games, you can enjoy a grand adventure together with all the Pokemon from Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version. Newcomers
That's a little concerning if we're only getting the Diamond and Pearl Pokédex because I know there's a lot of limited choices when it comes to those games, especially if you don't choose Chimchar as your starter.
and previous visitors to the Sinnoh region alike can look forward to experiencing the original Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl stories, freshly recreated for Nintendo Switch.
What did you think? Pokemon Brilliant
Diamond and Poke region alike can look forward to experiencing the original Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl stories,
I didn't see enough of that
freshly
Bidoof to know.
recreated for Nintendo Switch.
What did you think? Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl will launch simultaneously around the world late this year. We hope you're all excited for a nostalgic yet fresh adventure in the Sinnoh region. Next, allow me to introduce you to the Pokemon Legends Arceus game. Pokemon Legends Arceus
Chat, Team Arceus or Team Arceus? Just on the name spelling alone, we don't like the Pokemon.
represents a new approach for the Pokemon video game series. Development is in full swing at Game Freak, with the aim to deliver a gaming experience that breaks new ground for the Pokemon series. Please have a look at this video.
He didn't say Arceus, that's weird.
The events of this game unfold in the Sinnoh of old. In this time, too, Mount Coronet towers over the center of the region. Pokemon live freely in the wild here, but the harsh environments may be different from the Sinnoh region.
Ooh, I forgot I'm gonna have to use HMs again. Ugh.
In this era, people have journeyed to Sinnoh from all over and founded a prosperous village in the hope of learning more about this land. As for these three Pokemon, Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott, it seems they were brought to Sinnoh by a certain professor who encountered them while traveling around various regions.
The idea that they haven't named the professor makes me wonder. Canonically, they can't say Oak, because Oak didn't know about Pokemon from other regions until Gen 2. Right? Something like that? I think. So his old ass in Gen 1, and this is way before. This is like I don't know, 80 years before Sinnoh at least. I don't know how early this is. But the idea that they don't name the professor makes me think that it's a professor that we know. But I don't know realistically how a professor we know could also be here. You know, some man-made Pokemon are not going to be legends. No Mewtwo. No skin off my ass. No Ditto. Oh, no Ditto. How are you going to breed? Oh, you're going to have to catch two of the same Pokemon. Gross. Anyway.
You'll set off on your adventure after receiving a first partner Pokemon of your own
No Porygon
from this
line.
professor. With the village
Maybe it's so old there aren't any professors yet?
as your picture encountered and Oshawott, it seems they were brought to Sinnoh by a certain professor who encountered them while traveling around various regions. You'll set off on your adventure after receiving a first partner Pokemon of your own
The balls are literally made out of wood.
from this professor. With the village as your base, you'll venture out to the different corners of the region on your quest to create Sinnoh's very first Pokédex.
Very Kanto-y.
Even in this era, wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs. You You can also engage in Pokemon battles alongside your Pokemon allies.
Here's something that I don't know if it's still in development or if it's actually a new gameplay direction that they're heading. Gallade. This Gallade's level 70. This Gallade has 213 HP. This Gallade is a male. That Garchomp is a male, and it has a health bar. We know that much. How strong is it? How much HP it's going to take? The idea that it's like Pixelmon in the sense that you can roll up and be like, all right, bitch, what's up? Actually, I think Pixelmon displays a level, so that's not fair. You could be pretty confident. Like, I'll be walking around with like my level 48 Typhlosion that knows like Thunder Punch and has a decent moveset, and it's going to be like, I'll be walking around like fairly confident. I'm going to see some like, you know, I don't know what. I'm going to see some Growlithe. I'm going to be like, all right, Growlithe, let's I want to catch a Growlithe. Let's fucking go. And I throw my Typhlosion out. Turns out that Growlithe is level 99. And, you know, knows Extreme Speed or Earthquake or something. Like, all of a sudden my shit's rocked. I keep picking the girl model. I think I might pick Boy here, and I'm picking Dawn in the remakes. We'll see, though. It's not that important. Maybe it's for a first-time encounter. Here's the thing, and that's what's so hard to speculate right now, is it might just be that this part is not developed enough yet, because these wild Pokemon are not developed at fucking all. So it might just be that this section is just not developed yet, and they couldn't even have photoshopped in. I mean, that's the thing, they could have photoshopped in a fucking level and an HP number, right? The idea that they didn't, it's going to be kind of hype, because, like, what if there's different areas in the map? What if there's different areas over the map? You know what I mean? Like, the original Final Fantasy game does this, right? Final Fantasy 1, and I'm sure a lot of other games do it too, but it's completely open world in the concept that you can go wherever you're capable of going. Like, they don't hard wall you off from anywhere in the game, for the most part. If you want to run to the other end of the map, off rip, you can run to the other end of the map. However, the enemies kind of dictate where you can and can't go, right? I can't go too far north because then the Pokemon hit level 40 and I just pick my starter. You know what I mean? So the game kind of steers me to where I kind of have to go south and then, you know, southwest or whatever. And then as my Pokemon grow and I get a bigger team, then maybe I can try to fight my way through you know, up top. Stuff like that. I wonder if it's literally going to be that kind of thing where you can't really, you're not going to know a Pokemon's level till you fight it, but it might be sort of split up by area. So, you know, like if I go here, I probably won't find anything higher than level 20. If I go to this area, I'm going to see, you know, level 20 to 35-ish kind of thing. Like kind of as you maneuver around, you just kind of feel it out. But you don't know until you catch it, or until you feint it or something like that, right? That'd be kind of neat, I think. It's an idea, right? They'd have to pull it off. There's definitely ways they could fuck it up.
Strive to complete your Pokedex.
Or it's just still in development and they didn't put the health bar up there. Either or.
Now for the mythical Pokemon that graces the game's title and story.
Arceus is fat, but only in one spot. That thing got a gut for no reason. You see that shit? Why is Arceus pregnant? What's going on there?
Arceus. According to legend, Arceus shaped all...
Kind of like New Vegas. Yes, exactly like Fallout New Vegas. I'm actually mad that didn't jump into my head first. In Fallout New Vegas, they don't tell you where you can and can't go. They don't say you have to go here or you can't go here in Fallout New Vegas, right? What actually happens in Fallout New Vegas is they give you, even though New Vegas is actually north of where your spawn point is, they give you a main storyline mission that heads south. It's kind of like a, hey, you should probably go south. And then you can try to walk north, but one direction north leads to a Deathclaw zone, and they will fuck you up. And the other direction north leads to a Cazador cove, and they will fuck you up. So you kind of can't really go those ways. You have to go around. There's also a shortcut halfway to New Vegas you can take through a mountain pass that has one single Deathclaw in it that will still fuck you up unless you train yourself up enough first to get through that zone. So yes, exactly like Fallout New Vegas is what I was trying to describe earlier.
Well, there is in this world.
Hossing Honey Badger, they got 50
How
months
is this
prime, man.
Pokemon connected to your journey? The answer to this question and more await you in this exciting
See, that Bidoof isn't moving.
The answer to this question and...
Also important to know, and again, all could be changed by the time the game drops. This is strictly very, very early, this absolute tech demo stage speculation. He didn't fight this Bidoof at all. He didn't fight the Chimchar earlier that he threw a ball at either. He just threw a ball at him. There was no weakening them, there was no getting them low. They just rolled up and threw balls at these Pokemon and hoped that they stuck. But again, we're so early on in development that Bidoof isn't moving.
More await you in this exciting new action RPG adventure for the Nintendo Switch system. Adventure for the Nintendo Switch system.
This is fucking god awful. I thought the tree glitched and we could see behind the tree, but it's actually just whatever these are just. Jesus Christ, man. It's gonna be. They have a year of work on their hands, and I'm talking like they are gonna be working for a year. Anyway. Work they be putting in.
Pokemon Legends Arceus will launch simultaneously around the world early next year. We hope
Very bold of them to show us that trailer and say early 2022. Extremely bold. It's going to have to be spaced enough. Because here's the thing. They say Diamond Pearl coming out late 2021. Arceus coming out 2022, early 2022. We have to be talking about very early quarter 4, 2021, and very late quarter 1, 2022, if these work. Because even if they did release as they wanted them to release, they are not going to want to release Diamond and Pearl that close to Arceus. March 22. We're looking at a full year minimum, I'd say. But even if let's just say that both the games were done right now and those were just the release dates. Like if they were all fully completed, ready to ship, those were just the release dates. They would not want to put out Diamond and Pearl that close to Arceus. They would want space in there regardless. So we're probably talking early as possible, quarter 4, 2021, at least November. Like at the latest, I'd say November. Probably the sweet spot. October, November. And then, yeah, Legends, we're probably looking at March. At the earliest would be March. So I'm expecting delays. Part of me, it's weird. Part of me is almost hoping for them. Obviously, ideally, they just get the game done and it's fantastic and they don't have to delay it and all that stuff. But like, part of me is hoping that I'm almost gonna be a little bit relieved if we get that news. You know, in I don't know, December or something, where they're like, by the way, couple month delay on the Arceus game.
You're all excited to set out on these adventures across the Sinnoh region, each one distinctly different from the other, with the wonderfully nostalgic Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Pokémon Shining Pearl, as well as the Pokémon video game series' new journey